Ladies and gentlemen, adjust your headphones.
Come on in and shut the front door. Welcome to the You Should Know podcast, the news from the antagonist shoes. Now, I'm not even going to continue and do the regular intro because for some of you who are actually listening to the podcast, I would suggest switching it right now to the YouTube page and watch this on YouTube because my co-host, Michael Akadiri,
yes, my brother,
has got something on his head, and I'm still trying to work out if it's a wig, a toupee, or a dead skunk that he found on the street and put on his head.
We ran it back, people. We ran it back. If you're listening, check out the YouTube. See what I'm working with now, man. You know, Boris has this week. Boris let people out. They can go to the barber. So I went to the barbers and I ran it back. I ran it back.
For some of you who don't know, Michael has no hair. Okay,
had
no hair. So somehow over the lockdown period, he's managed to grow a full lock of hair. Yeah, I'm talking. It's probably higher than mine right now, and it's obviously not adding up. So I need an explanation. How did you get that football court of hair on your head? How did that happen?
God. Only God, fam.
God grew your hair and gave you a trim.
He gave me, look, no.
Did God give you the trim as well?
No, he didn't give me the trim. He blessed the person that gave me the trim, that's for sure. He didn't give me the trim. He blessed the person that gave me the trim. Yeah. And we're out here. We're back up, man. 10 years in lockdown myself. Yo, that's the thing. People been in a 5-month lockdown, but my hairline's been in a 10-year lockdown. But we ran it back.
10 year.
10 years. I said Gordon Brown was still about when I had my hair, fam.
He's still around, but yeah, that's so basically by next week you're gonna have locks then. At the rate that your hair is growing.
I'm telling you, next time we link up, whenever we're allowed to, like in person, we're true, like indoors and that. Next month, I'm gonna have dreadlocks. Leave our roots thing. Leave our roots.
Yeah. So any actual doctors out there who dermatologists, who are the people that do hair? Who focuses on hair? Give me that. What are they called?
God, that's who helped me.
God, that's who helped me. God's not there in the clinic saying, "Do you want this hair?" I'm talking about the doctors who do the hair. Please, I'd like to know what's the fastest hair could grow in a week, because this guy's got to go back to the lab, yeah. and get that Captain America serum on his head, because it's not making sense. That don't make sense.
Oh, we back up. We back up.
Anyway, I'm going to jump right into the first segment. This is the Undercover Gems, where we find some of the weird and wonderful stories in the news that you may have missed. So, Mike, I've got a bit of a headline for you. I want to try and guess what's going on here. Man claims he doesn't have time for chores and thinks wife should do it. Now, I just want you to paint a picture. Why is he saying this? Who does he think he is? You know, what's the dynamic? What do you think?
That's real sexist. To get away with something so sexist in this day and age, this guy's got to be some billionaire. He's got to be some multi-billionaire that is just every day, every second of the day is in a business deal trying to make some money. So he's like, you know what? I'll take care of the money and my wife take care of everything else, innit? Obviously, call it old-fashioned, but some relationships function like that. So that's what I'm going for. This guy, it could be Jeff Bezos in disguise, and it could be one rich Don who just got so much money coming out their ears that they're willing to make a headline like that. It shouldn't even be a headline. If you're that rich, I'll be surprised if it's a headline, because most people will turn a blind eye to that, innit?
Yeah, probably. And I guess if it was a rich person, maybe it wouldn't be such a important story.
Probably have a maid and that anyway.
Yeah, but it's not. This dude's not rich. Okay,
he's broke.
Well, I wouldn't say he's broke, but he's not rolling in it. He hasn't got O's. He put it like this: he's checking his pay every week because he's not that rich, fam. He's not that rich. This guy, unnamed man, 36 years, has caused a stir on Reddit after claiming he doesn't have time to help around the house with chores, and he thinks his girlfriend should do it. And his girlfriend's obviously not happy about it. So you talked about money, okay? He works part-time, and his job requires physical work. but he also goes to school. So he does 2 community college. He goes.
Okay, he's working. He's working. He's grinding.
After work. Yeah, but he finishes at 4. And he says at this point he's exhausted. So I mean, physical work, I don't know what he's doing, unless he's working down the mines or something. I don't know what you're doing that's gonna kill you like that. But yeah, his girlfriend, on the other hand, yeah, is studying a PhD. She works part-time as a research assistant and also has another job. Okay. And he says he's too tired, yeah, to come back. She should do it. So obviously he's kicked up a
yeah, of course,
storm on
definitely.
Reddit. People are like, oh my God. And it's like, who do you think you are, dude? Like,
yeah. No, this guy needs to take it easy.
Well, he's unnamed, obviously.
Well, unnamed needs to take it easy because the way the way this world works, he's too broke to be sexist.
What dude said, yeah, he said he's studying engineering class and he said he's doing calculus and shit. So it's
because of sin, cos and tad, he can't do housework. He's a guy out of it.
He said my brain is paining me. I need to lie down. And while you're there, you get the laundry out of the the washing machine, my hand. So yeah, crazy.
You got to have enough money to be sexist. That's the way of the world. If you've got enough money, you can get away with stuff.
I don't even think that's you're gonna get some backlash on that.
No, I don't agree with it. Look who passed away this past week. Prince Philip, yeah. Man has a bibliography of racist remarks.
Yeah.
All the tabloids are naming these racist remarks. Yeah. Will they call him racist? No. Because he's wealthy and he's privileged.
To be fair, I reckon a newspaper like The Guardian or something like that will call him out.
Maybe I've not read The Guardian, but I saw BBC and I saw The Independent. They're just naming it. Oh, they call it gaffes. You know.
Yeah.
Hilarious, funny, quirky gaffes. Even Boris Johnson on Monday the 12th of April said he was politically incorrect. What's all this? What's all this fancy language? It's only because he's rich and wealthy. When you're rich and wealthy, you can get away with stuff. So I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying that's the way of the world. So if you want to be sexist, I'm not saying you should be. You better be flipping rich. That's what I'm saying. You better be flipping rich. You better be out of this world rich. You know?
Yeah. This guy isn't.
Yeah. You're too broke to be sexist. So fall back and do the housework.
He's had a long day. He's had a long day of calculus.
Long day. You better do his housework. Calculus. Yeah. What have I got for you? I got a little site for you. So my title for you this week is "Long-time Mafia Fugitive Busted in the Caribbean After Posting a What to YouTube." What is what?
Long time who? Caribbean
Mafia fugitive, busted in the Caribbean after posting a what? What did he post?
He posted a picture of him on the beach. I don't know what them rappers doing it. He robbed them rappers or whatever. They rob a bank or whatever, and then they post a picture of them with the money.
We up, homie. We up, homie. We out here,
they
homie.
Don't know us. If you know, then you know.
You up so broke.
Yeah, and then they wonder how they got nabbed. That's what he did. He
so you think you're self-snitching?
Yeah, he posted a picture of him. Yeah. With the unmarked notes from the bank he just robbed. He's not a bank robber, he's a mafia don. But anyway, he posted some stuff, yeah, and they nabbed him. Or he posted himself at Senior Crime, something like that, and they nabbed him. That's what I think happened.
That is... It's not he self-snitched, obviously, because he posted on YouTube, but it wasn't no bank robbery. So I'll tell you the story. So we got this Italian guy called Mark Ferran Claude.
He's in the Caribbean.
No, he's in the Caribbean. But it's a mafia fugitive.
Oh, I thought some Levi Roots or something.
Oh, come on, look at this guy. He is
Caribbean.
Levi.
Yeah, it was Sean Paul and them man in the corner.
Oh my goodness.
Telling me it's Vincenzo.
Man, it's a man from deep Italy, fam. He's a member of the Nangratetta Mafia. And apparently this mafia is responsible for most of the cocaine that arrives in Europe. So we know we're talking about billions here. And he's been on the run since 2014 for trafficking cocaine to Holland. He doesn't know that in Holland it's weed they smoke, not cocaine. So he's been laying low in the Caribbean for some time now. And I'm sure life was good in it. But then he took up cooking as a hobby and he started posting cooking tutorials to YouTube. Obviously, he blanked out his face, so he tried. But obviously, his tats were obviously still on display, and it's the tats that got him in it. No. So, you know, it's crazy.
No.
It is crazy.
The thing is, I feel sorry for him because I guess you're in the Caribbean. He's gonna have long sleeves on, innit? And you're thinking, yeah, cool. I've gonna blacked out my face and all that stuff. I'm black. Do you know what though? Even saying that, when you watch those news reports when they go to, like, I don't know, like Sudan or something like that, and then they go and speak to the rebels, innit? Like the reporter goes to speak to the rebels. The rebels' face is blacked out and stuff like that. I'm sure after they're done, the report goes, yeah, I just got off to so and so. Yeah, I found he's in the mountains. Yeah, go and grab him. Yeah. He's in the corner. Because I wouldn't be doing that. I would never be doing that. They know your location. Like, I don't know.
No, most definitely. No, he's a muppet. He's a muppet. But the thing is, I would say, is that his spag bowl's decent. I tried it.
Is it what, the recipe?
The recipe is decent.
Was it actually spaghetti bolognese?
No, obviously, he was going through the ingredients. Obviously, he said add some garlic in there, some oregano. Cocaine. He said some of that cocaine. I said, hey, let's calm down.
Just sneak a little bit of cocaine in there.
As Dave Chappelle said, just sprinkle a little crack on there and get on out of there.
It adds to the flavor. I heard it's Moorish.
Moorish, madman. But now let's move on to the main segment of the pod, the You Should Know Better segment. This is where, in turn, one of us will summarize a news story from the past week, and the other has to consider that same news story from the antagonist's shoes and ask themselves, should they have known better? So I'll go first this week. David William Donald Cameron, Mr. Referendum himself. He's been in the news the last couple of weeks because, last week I gave him a blight. I saw this news story, but I thought I'd give him a blight. But now this week, you're hot topic, Mr. Cameron. So since leaving number 10, he's worked as an advisor, a lobbyist for Greensill Capital, which is run by a financier called Lex Greensill. And David Cameron, he's a shareholder of this company. He was texting Rishi Sunak's personal phone, his personal digits, to try and get the firm access to some COVID financial packages that they were running during the pandemic. So obviously he's bypassing secretaries, he's bypassing PAs. And it's understandable because apparently David Cameron was due in line to make about $30 million if the firm done well on it. So we're talking big money. Obviously the firm didn't get any money and they went bust in it. And also of note, that it was reported on this weekend that Cameron also went on a drink meeting with Lex Greensill and Matt Hancock. So Lexington Steele, as I'm going to call him now, could promote his app to help the NHS pay staff daily. And what do you know, later on, the NHS did announce a pilot scheme for said app. So, obviously, having a former PM on your team is advantageous. But, Junior, let me not talk too much. What we're going to do right now, I'm going to put you into the fine, expensive, aristocratical shoes of David Cameron. And aristocracy. I don't know. I don't know how to say that word.
What are you trying to say?
Aristocratical shoes. Aristocracy shoes.
I don't think that's a word.
I made it up 2 seconds ago. But yeah, anyway, what do you have to say about this behavior and why are you normalizing? This?
Look, yeah, I think it's important to. Do you know what? I think it's actually called Greensill. I think the film's
Greensill, yeah, Lex Greensill Capital.
Greensill or anyway.
Greensill.
All right, cool. Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, look, David Cameron. You just come off the bat of, being escorted from the building, after you lost the referendum. And, this is what PMs typically do. They go into the world of the private sector. They've got friends, they've got connections. They used to chill in the playground and eat and all of that. They're all friends. So look,
definitely.
From his point of view, technically, he did nothing wrong. There is no law against what he did. Yeah. It might be ethically dubious. Yeah, but if you go into politics, what's ethics anyway? I mean, what's really holding those in high regard? So I think a lot of people understand that politicians do these kind of things, but they're usually behind the scenes and stuff like that. It doesn't really come out to the forefront. But you got to remember, being PM, you're not getting paid that much, It's like a measly 186K a year.
Man said measly, Man said measly, like he's eating like Ron Weasley.
Kieran Gibbs is on more money than Cameron, so fab. You got to put into perspective.
Yeah, respect Kieran though.
Kieran Gibbs is on more P's than David Cameron. So we need to balance it out, all right? Yeah. So he needs to make his P too. Yeah, he needs to make his P2. So he's got friends in the private sector. Cool. Lex and that.
Lexington still.
Yeah, Lexington still is a good friend of that. They probably obviously met some fancy place and that.
Allegedly, Lex worked for him when he was in government.
He did, yeah. He was a senior advisor. So, you know, that's how it works. And you keep it close, in-house, innit? That's how it works. So he's obviously a billionaire. He's an Australian billionaire. Yeah. Cameron wants to obviously aspire to be that. He's going to hang with him, innit? He's going to try and bring more money into his pockets so they will grow together. You think this is the only one they've done? There's probably 3 others that they've done. This is the only one we found out about. But anyway.
That's true. That's true.
I digress. So look, PM, he's got leverage. Yeah. He's got friends. He's got Sunak's number. You know, they're in the WhatsApp group, him and Savage. I would probably laugh at Savage have his head in the group and all of that stuff. So they're all pally, fam. They're all probably chatting rubbish about Theresa May and that. So anyway, he's going to go there and make business. This is what they do. You leverage your contacts. I think, to be honest, the real problem here is how it got leaked. That's the real problem, innit? I reckon Sunak and that, or Boris doesn't like David Cameron. Say put it for
true.
Taking a bit of heat this week. Just have you got that text? Yeah. Anything, boss? Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I was at Nando's today serving food, but I can help you. But they released it, innit? And obviously it's put DC in a bit of a pickle. But look.
DC's a mess. All this stuff you're saying, you're just DC is you're a mess, fam. You are a mess. You're a millionaire before you were born, and you're at it still trying to grab more money. You are a complete mess. Texting man's personal +44 number.
185. What's that?
185. Nah, man said 186 grand. What is that?
Yeah, 186. What's that?
Come off it, man. Man is caked, and he wants to be more caked. Greed. Power. That's all it is. Greed and power. These man, they love it. But I understand why they love it, because it's the way the world works. You know, man said, I'm not going to apply it on .gov.uk. He said, I'm going to text Rishi's phone. Are you crazy? He said, you think me, that's Prime Minister? I'm going to type in .gov.uk. Come off it, my brother.
Why would he do that? This is the point of getting into business with people like this. Yeah, I'm not even defending it. To be honest, the real problem that I think is actually with the MPs that are currently working now. There is an advisory committee on business appointments, right? Yeah. So MPs are allowed in theory to have second jobs. Okay. Yeah. And if you're doing that, say for example, you're working for like a PR firm or I don't know, something in healthcare, and you get the job. What you're telling me, because they're usually like on the board, they usually do it part-time, but you're telling me that MP, when he goes to vote on legislation, he hasn't got the back of the mind that he's got an employer. He hasn't got the back of the mind that he needs to probably push through some legislation that's going to help his employer out. It's a problem. It's a problem. Now, a lot of people say we should probably pay MPs more because people who do their jobs, in the private sector, people do similar types of jobs get paid way more. But then again, people say, look, they're public servants, they should be doing it.
No, of course, and they're well paid. In the grand scheme of things, obviously, I appreciate what their peers
London
getting.
rates, brother. No, not London rates.
No, 80k is comfortable.
Fam, that's nothing. Have you been to Pret a Manger at lunchtime, fam?
No, come on.
And then you put TFO on your money. Listen, people in London know what I'm talking about. Yeah, 80k is good. 80k won't even get a bottle of water.
No, they're gonna run you out this pod. You know, this guy, 80k is small money. Bring it then. Bring it then. Me, I'm starving at it. I'm starving at it. All I'm saying is they're making big money. That's the top 5%. As Labour, we're trying to campaign for 80k is top 5% of earnings in the UK. So let's not say it's small money. It's big money. And the problem is that these MPs need to decide what it is. What do they want to do? If you want to make peas, go to the private sector. Leave the public sector alone, in it. But it's the power and influence these guys are craving. And that's scary. These are people that are meant to represent us. They represent themselves every damn time. Wasn't it the other week, we're talking about Priti Patel and her department spent £124,000, of which a large amount of it was on eyebrows. Get out of here, man.
Nah, they have to look good. Come on, you can't go meeting and then you're going to meet what?
Get out.
Azerbaijan MP and they're like, why are your eyebrows? They're going to be like, why are your eyebrows? Come on, you can't represent us like that. Sort it out.
So what do you have to be then?
Well, I've got a story that's a little bit more on the futuristic side, a little bit more in the tech space. So Elon Musk, the revolutionary, the visionary, the icon, Mr. Iron Man, him and his firm Neuralink have managed to create an implant that teaches a monkey how to play ping pong with his mind. So I'm going to try and paint a picture. They had the monkey playing ping pong and I think it was using keys or whatnot, but it was getting a nice treat. I think it's a smoothie straw drink. And then they went and put a chip or something like that in his head, right? And then they were tracking the neurons that were firing every time the monkey was then playing the game, right? And they were trying to map the neurons to see if they could actually replicate what it was doing. So they managed to do that, and then eventually they had the monkey playing with just the chip and this banana smoothie straw. So it was playing ping. You can see it. If you go out and check the video, go and watch it. It's playing ping pong on the screen. It's not touching anything. It's just licking the straw. But because it's using his brain power, the ping pong game is moving. So, as I said, his company released a video of it, and effectively, the aim is to kind of use this and leverage this into the wider world to help people who are struggling with probably paralyzed, who are unable to use their hands and stuff, and can probably just use their brain alone to then, live a normal life, pick up the bottle of water, go to the toilet, stuff like that. And it's basically moving the world into the future. So as I said, the ultimate aim is to kind of create this brain and computer interface and stuff like that. And it would be really great, But people are worried. Some people are worried. Some conspiracy theorists are worried. They feel like Elon might be using this to control people's brains. Okay. You might be slapping a chip in your head. Yeah. And then 1 minute you go and reach for a bottle of water and your hand goes back and then you start strangling yourself.
Oh my goodness.
It's overpopulation.
What kind of Hollywood movie is this? You said you go like this.
Possible. Come and choke slap yourself.
But get out of here, man.
No, but people are concerned that it may take control of your motor skills, your motor neuron skills. So there's a lot of chatter, online. Yeah. And I just want to put you in the perspective of, okay, now you have to kind of defend this. You got to say, listen, no. We're going to use this to help people with spinal injuries and whatnot. You're Elon. You're sitting in front of, Congress. Everyone's concerned. All the conspiracy theorists are there. Explain this.
Actually, let me tell you something about people.
Go on, man.
Have you met people?
I met someone.
Have you met people? Have you been on Twitter before? Have you seen what people spend their time arguing about?
Yeah, if the dress is blue or yellow,
yeah, they'll be debating for hours. No, it's blue. No, fam, you're so dumb. It's yellow. That's what they're debating on. Or you'll see people behind Avies making stupid commenting on Lewis Hamilton's picture of DMX, saying, what about Prince Philip? This is what people do. This is people. You think Elon Musk wants to spend his time controlling the minds of people like that? Forget it.
Really?
Forget it.
You don't think so?
Look, if I'm Elon, I'm Elon right now. I have no interest in what Terry from Colchester's doing. Okay. I have no interest in controlling Terry from Colchester. Terry, do your thing, my guy. Do your thing. I don't
you want him to log in online and buy a Tesla.
Terry with his white van, the Stella drinking, white van driving.
11 p.m.
Leave him.
Leave for Stella.
4 cans clear off, bro. Look, we're not interested in minds of Terry. Terry is not our target market.
Sure.
That's the thing. All the time, people are like, oh, but what? He don't want to control your brain. Your brain is not desirable. Your brain is not desirable. Please.
Yeah, there's a lot of mush in there, probably.
Probably a lot of mush. Just swimming in alcohol. He wants your brain. People need to chill out and recognize that they're of low value.
Wow, low IQ individual.
Low, like he's a low IQ individuals. People need to realize it's a.
Wow. Well, I think all the white van drivers and Stella Artois drinkers are going to be after you.
No. I'm not saying
loads of them listen to this pod. I've checked that. Loads of them listen.
Hey, shout out man like Terry, man like John, man like Chris. But not on the real. Obviously, I'm not saying they're all low IQ, but what I'm trying to say is a lot of people who are concerned that people want to take their brain and their data, and I'm just here to say, you don't need to be concerned about that, my guy. You're not that guy. Elon, the vet, Elon's trying to help people with neurological conditions such as Alzheimer's, dementia. And if you've had anyone that suffered from dementia, it's a very difficult and very challenging disorder. So if we're in a position where we can help reverse or at least alter the progression of it, then we're in a good space. So long may that continue. And I'm interested to see where Neuralink takes it. And Elon's invested $100 million of his own money. So, you know.
That's chicken change, fam. That's chicken change.
Oh, yeah. I forgot Junior's a billionaire in it. Everything's chicken change, in it? Everything's change.
For him, that's what's 100 mil. David Cameron struck at 186. Anyway,
Elon Musk on a different, he's on a different stratosphere.
One final note on that. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I agree. There's a lot of idiots out there.
Yeah.
A lot of silly points. This is obviously here to help people who are suffering from physical and mental injuries. And it's obviously the more they can, pursue this kind of innovation in this area, then the better it's going to be for the whole of mankind. So I will accept your point.
That's it. Big up Elon Musk. Do your thing, my guy. Do your thing. I respect it every time. But last but not least, let's go to our throwback segment. You guys will know about this segment by now, but this is where we look back at something that has happened during this week beginning the 12th of April in yesteryear. So, Junior, what have you got for us this week?
Well, I've got something that is something that I've always known about, but I've never really known too much about. And that may be the same for a lot of people listening here. But between the 10th and 12th of April, 30 years ago, in 1981, the Brixton riots kicked off. Right. So I just want to paint a small picture really quickly. Country was in recession. Brixton, an area where there's a lot of African Caribbean communities. They were suffering from high unemployment, poor housing, poverty. Crime rate was through the roof because of this. And the police were then given powers. They were called the sus laws, where they could basically stop anybody who they thought was suspicious. It all starting to sound familiar, the whole story?
Yeah, most definitely.
So anyway, there was a guy called Michael Bailey. Now he was ducking out from three attackers. They stabbed him, and he was, I don't know if he found the energy, but man was ducking in it. And he ran into like a police officer. Now there was so much distrust that the police officer was trying to help him, but he didn't want help from the police, right? He ran into the local community. They put him in a minicab. Another police car came, they stopped the minicab, tried to get him into the police car. And the community were like, no, took him out of the police car, drove him to hospital, unfortunately he passed away. Wow. Now, rumors were spreading. This was before the age of TikTok and Twitter. Even MySpace. Tom wasn't even around.
Tom wasn't
even around these times. He was doing diapers. So people obviously thought that the police left him to die. So there was huge riots.
Of course, most
Brixton
definitely.
For 2 days. They're burning shops, burning cars and stuff like that. I think around 300 or hundreds of police officers were injured. No one died, fortunately, and a lot of other rioters were arrested and stuff. But it was just a lot of tension in the air because of the state of the economy and the way police were treating people. And it reminded me of just 20 years ago, not now, but 20 years after that happened, with the Mark Duggan situation, the London riots.
Yeah.
History repeats itself. You don't learn, history repeats itself. And
100%.
We just come out of this recession, we're struggling, police, heavy-handed tactics, killing a man. There's obviously widespread unemployment, poor community.
Yeah, after recession. Most definitely.
So it's about learning. And I think, another 10 years, it'll be 40 years. Is this going to happen again? I don't know. Maybe. I won't be here. I'll be in a nice house in Shropshire with David Cameron sipping on some nice drink because we're going to be
because you're backing him all
30 million. You're going to have 30 million.
See, this guy, he's a capitalist. Don't believe him. He acts like socialist. He's a capitalist, fam.
I am a communist.
This guy. You don't even know who Fidel Castro is, my guy.
That's my dog.
That's your dog. That's your dog. You'll sell him out, fam.
Movement M267. Google that.
That sounds like a rapper from Brixton. What are you talking about?
It's his political movement. Google it, baby. What's your story anyway?
I'm going to be real quick with this. 18th of April, 1956, Chancellor Harold Macmillan at the time, he introduced premium bonds. I'm sure some of our listeners know what they are, but if you don't, they're government-backed schemes where instead of interest earned, you enter a prize draw every month to win £1 million tax free. So have you ever put any money into them, Junior?
No, someone was telling me about them recently. Actually, they said you can win like £25 or stuff like that.
You can win randomly. They're set sort of increments. Obviously, the main prize you go in for is the £1 million.
Jackpot, yeah.
I remember I got into it when I started working a few years back. I put a little change in there. I thought I'd try my luck. Obviously, I thought God, he'll sort me out. And actually, I ended up winning the grand total of nothing. So in a waste of time for me, the odds are 34,500 to 1 in it.
Jeez.
So
You know, you grow your hair back.
Fam, more likely to grow my hair back. Look, we ran it back. And let me tell you something, people. Like, obviously, this is a religious podcast, but if you pray, if you manifest, if you get a second dose of the vaccine, and if you manage to go to Turkey, if all those things come together, you can run it back. So we're gonna end the pod on that. This has been the You Should Know Better podcast. And yeah, you know, you guys have a good week and don't do anything that's going to make us say you should know better. All right, take care, people.
Love and peace.